Or Margaret, Deputy O'Callaghan gave a fantastic speech just now, within 5 minutes, on exactly what's wrong with the government approach at the moment. It is mixed up, it's contradicting itself, it makes no sense, it's absolutely all over the place. This, and I commend the bill from the proposers, and we will support it. Something Deputy O'Callaghan said as well was that this is now mainstream thought, that this is not fringe or radical thought, that this has now reached the political and economic mainstream. So as usual, the last to get on board with any kind of progressive move across any issue, be it social policy or economic policy, or in this case, housing policy, is the two predominant government parties. There's an opportunity here with a referendum on the right to housing and to enshrine it in the Constitution for actually quite a unified, positive cross-party approach. If it's just looked at by a different perspective from Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. It's what the people want. We had statements today in the Dáil. We were here a couple of hours ago with statements on traveller accommodation. A debate that was motivated into the schedule this week by recent reports about the destitution and squalor, absolute squalor that people are living in, that families are living in, that children, citizens of this state are living in, that have been denied any kind of rights, basic human rights, basic human dignity, and basic rights to housing. The Constitution has for too long been used as an artificial barrier for people to access these basic rights. It has allowed the interests of the right and private interests to leverage the Constitution in their favour. And where are we? We're in this housing crisis, which is now over a decade long. And according to the ESRI, unless the investment is made now, will last another decade. We're losing generations, not just one generation. It's two at the moment. There'll be two more unless something is done. And when we peel back everything, when we peel back it all, we peel back all the reasons, all the complex reasons, it comes down to some very simple things. It comes down, in many ways, to the price of land as one thing. If we look at the Kenny report, which has been gathering dust now for 50 years, and what has stopped that from being brought forward, it is the threat that it would be shot down in the courts, that it's unconstitutional. Well, let's tackle that. This is how we tackle it. We can challenge it in the court, test it in the courts, or we can amend our constitution, or we can do both. We have to do something, and we have to do it quickly. It's far too slow, and hopefully we will get to a stage where we can look back from a position that the housing crisis has been resolved somewhat. That seems so far away that people can't even imagine it at this time. But hopefully we do look back. And people will wonder and scratch their heads in incredulity as for how long did this country and politicians and governments not do the right thing. Leading into the last election, which may seem a long time ago, it wasn't that long ago. It was just over a year ago. Many parties, including my own, including the proposers of this motion, including the parties of the previous two speakers, had this in their manifesto and in their campaigns. This is mainstream now. This has broad public support. And even even if we're to give campaign advice for the government parties going into the next election, which we don't want to do, if you brought this in, you would benefit electorally from it, because it's the right thing to do. It's economically the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do from an ethical point of view. It is the right thing to do to solve this housing crisis, and it has to be done. And we'd ask that you totally reorientate your thought and your position towards this issue in terms of the right to housing. Thank you.